Good evening, and welcome to Neutral News, the program that observes the howling void of human interaction and gives a quiet, non-committal nod. Tonight, we turn our attention away from the comparatively trivial matters of global economics and international diplomacy to focus on a far more complex and terrifying ecosystem, the comments section. A new report has emerged from the Institute for Digital Anthropology, which has bravely categorized the warring tribes that inhabit this digital wilderness. We go live to our correspondent Susan, who has been embedded deep within a comments thread about a video of a man falling off a chair for the last 72 hours. Susan.
Neil, the situation is as you'd expect. The report identifies 7 distinct archetypes, or commenter phyla, which I can now detail. The first, and arguably the most benign, is known to researchers as the oracle. This individual operates under the belief that they are a benevolent public servant, a digital librarian whose purpose is to provide unsolicited context, timestamps, and clarifications.
The oracle, the sort of person who, during a film, would pause it to explain the historical context of the cutlery being used. A public service in the same way that a pigeon provides a public service by decorating a statue. What else has the report uncovered?
The second type is the professional debater. This user does not view a video as a piece of entertainment, but as an opening statement in a court case where they are the prosecution, defense, judge, and jury. Their natural habitat is a thread of 50 nested replies, and their primary motivation appears to be the deep, existential thrill of telling a complete stranger that they are factually incorrect about the optimal way to poach an egg.
So it's less a comment section and more a digital fight club for people with strong opinions and an excess of free time. A gladiatorial arena where the only weapons are passive aggression and the caps lock key. It sounds suspiciously like a family board game at Christmas.
The analogy is surprisingly apt, Neil, particularly when we consider the third archetype, the unwavering stan. This user functions as a creator's praetorian guard. Any comment that is not 100% effusive praise is treated as an act of high treason. They are the first to comment, often with the simple primal cry of first, and their role is to defend their chosen creator from the mildest of criticisms with the ferocity of a cornered badger.
A digital bodyguard, protecting a multi-millionaire YouTuber from a teenager in Kettering who thought the lighting was a bit off. A noble calling. One imagines their reward is a sense of belonging, which is, of course, priceless and also costs the creator absolutely nothing. And who provides the light relief in this digital drama?
That would be the quotation machine, Neil. This user's sole contribution is to find the most amusing line in the video, type it out verbatim, and add a timestamp. It is a profoundly simple role, yet often highly effective. Their comment acts as a rallying point for fellow viewers, a shared inside joke that says, "I too witnessed that slightly amusing event." It is the digital equivalent of nudging a stranger on the bus and pointing at something mildly interesting out of the window.
And presumably being rewarded with thousands of likes, which I understand is the currency of this strange realm. What about those who are not there for the community, but for more commercial reasons?
That brings us to the Shameless Self Promoter, Neil. This individual sees a popular video's comment section not as a forum, but as free advertising hoarding. They will typically post a vaguely positive comment, "great video," before seamlessly pivoting to a desperate belief of viewers to look at their own channel, which usually features gaming montages set to unlicensed dance music. It's the digital version of a man in a pub trying to sell you a watch from the inside of his coat.
A transparent yet somehow respectable hustle. An entrepreneur for the modern age. At least they're honest about their intentions, unlike our friend the professional debater. But Susan, there must be those who look upon this landscape not as a community or a marketplace, but as a historical record.
Precisely, Neil. The report dubs this rook the Time Traveller. Their purpose is to log their own existence for posterity. They leave comments like, "Who is watching this in 2025?" creating a living archive of viewership. They are not engaging with the content, but with the concept of time itself. They are the digital archaeologists of the future, leaving behind pottery shards of text for historians to puzzle over.
So a comment section is simultaneously a public library, a debating chamber, a bodyguard agency, a comedy club, a street market, and a time capsule. It sounds utterly exhausting. But there is one final, more sinister classification, is there not?
That is correct, Nil. The final archetype is simply the scammer or the bot. Often impersonating the creator, this entity promises untold riches or exclusive gifts to anyone who contacts them on a third-party messaging app. They are the digital hyenas of the ecosystem, preying on the hopeful and the naive. They offer a simple transaction. You give them your bank details, and in return, they give you a valuable lesson in cynicism.
A stark but necessary service, perhaps. So, to summarize, the Internet's primary forum for public discourse is a chaotic soup of well-meaning pedants, argumentative loners, devoted acolytes, aspiring capitalists, amateur historians, and low-level criminals. It is, in essence, a perfect microcosm of society, only with worse spelling. Thank you, Susan, for that truly illuminating report from the front lines. Do try and get some rest. Good night.